Welcome to subramani.com. Please click on the bell icon and please subscribe. Today I'm going to talk about a topic about which not too many financial bloggers talk about, and that is some financial tips for people who have got engaged and about to get married. And there are many things that you have to talk about apart from which hero you like and which heroine you like, and that kind of a thing. So first of all, start with spending habits, because the boy and girl could come from completely different financial backgrounds. For the girl, eating out might mean eating out in a Udupi restaurant, and for the guy, eating out could mean going to a place where the starters cost 500 and the desserts cost 1000, right? Now, this figures I am throwing because I am saying this is no way comparable to a Udupi, where the girl has been used to living, eating, and so that could create some kind of, I'm not saying it would create friction, but you need to understand, especially if the girl is the bigger spender and the guy is the guy who is earning more money. Let's say the guy is earning about 20 lakhs and the girl is earning about 5-6 lakhs. Then the girl has to be very careful about how she's dealing with money. Now, if both of them are earning equally, then again it's better that they talk about how each person is going to spend the money and how below a particular level they will not pick up a fight. So if the guy goes and picks up a t-shirt, she will not say, you've got 20 t-shirts lying in your cupboard. Maybe he has, but you decide to trade in peace. Or shoes. So guys could be spending on some of these things. So right, so find out how each person is spending. It is much better to have this discussion upfront and decide that below a particular level you will not fight. Second big expense is normally your travel and conveyance. See how you will travel. So there will be some guys who are very comfortable taking a bus and a train or an auto rickshaw, and there may be very many girls who are comfortable taking only an Ola or an Uber, and from one place from east to west they would still prefer hiring, saying I can't wait for the auto and things like that. So where they would spend 30 rupees on auto, they might end up spending 110 rupees. Now, none of these amounts are killers for today's children because they are all earning very well. But when it comes to fighting, they would throw punches at each other, saying, you spend all the money on this and that, because we don't keep proper track of expenses, don't keep proper track of accounts. And she will say, of course, I went by auto, I had to carry the grocery, you never come for shopping. So fight. One small fight leads to a bigger fight and leads to a divorce. So too many weddings which end up in divorce are actually because of financial problems, right? So communicate, reconcile how each person is going to spend. Say, okay, this is how we will spend as a couple. Remember, you're getting married to a person who's completely different from you, so be careful about that. Not everybody is happy using credit. There are guys who will not even touch a credit card. They would have come from a small town. They would have done their education in a small town, then done maybe an MBA from one of the premier institutes, and then shifted to Mumbai. So they would have seen the first credit card after they got their second or third salary, because earlier they never used a credit card. They knew what is a credit card, but they never used one. And the girl may be running up big credit card bills, right? Or it could be the reverse. I have heard about a couple, hold your breath, on the honeymoon, the boy kept on spending a lot of money, and the girl kept saying, no, let's not go to such expensive places, but they went. And at the end, when the bill came, he just passed on the bill to her and say, I don't have money, pay the bill, right? So it was not a small amount, and she never wanted it, right? So better to communicate about these things. I am not even judging. You want to spend 1 lakh on an iPhone, that's perfectly valid. If you know how to use an iPhone, it's definitely worth it, right? But somebody can say, but OnePlus can do the job just as well. That's your choice. I'm not getting into the choice. I'm just saying communicate. Husband and wife spending patterns can't be very different from each other, and if it is different, you say yes, accept that it is going to be different. Don't then try to fight the demons inside you. It's also when talking of credit, also come clean on your past. Ideally, go and tell them what is your credit card score. But even if you don't do that, tell them that you have these loans and have to be repaid and etc., etc., because the girl's family and the girl, they may just be seeing what is your CTC. They may not even know what's happening. So I know a girl who was earning about 70,000 take home pay, so about a lakh of rupees, about 12 lakhs, and the boy was also earning about 12 lakhs CTC. Now, it fairly, the girl assumed that, okay, out of this money, she was saving almost 100%. She was staying with her mother, and she used to spend a little on herself, but all the other things would become SIPs, and she was very, very vigorously saving money for some cause. Now the boy was earning similar amount but not saving even 1 rupee because his parents were spendthrift and they would go up, travel a lot, etc. He had a sister who was not earning very well, and they generally had a lot of expenses which this girl's family never had. So she was quite shocked when she saw that, and then she started staying in a different house and reducing expenses, etc. But yeah, you need to communicate about this too and come clean on your past, saying I had taken this loan, I did not repay, I have a bad credit score, right? Please come and tell her all this, because tomorrow if there is some crisis, she should know that you will not be able to borrow money, you will not be able to get a good big credit card. You may get a 75,000 rupee or a 2 lakh credit card, but you may never get a 25 lakh rupee credit card unless you dramatically improve your credit scores. If a girl has to support her family from her income after the marriage, it's much better to communicate it before, because a guy might sit and say, okay, this money of yours we will save here, we will invest here, we will use this money to buy a house. Perfectly legitimate. Both of you are earning, both of you are going to spend. At that stage, if you keep your mouth shut and you don't even tell him that you are supporting your parents, it's a little unfair. Now, I know families where the girl was not allowed to help her family. It was so bad that I had spoken to the place where she was working, and we got her salary split into two. It was not a very big organization, so they didn't mind. So she was given two salaries, one which she would put in an account which was operated by her and her father, and one which was operated by her and her husband. And he used to say, "Tera pagar bahut kam hai, you're earning too little." And she would just keep her mouth shut. She did not want a change of job because she knew she had to support her family for a couple of more years. So she said, couple of more years, after that I don't know what I'll do, but right now I have no mood to change. So don't be stupid. If she is earning money, it is her money. She has a right to do whatever she wants, but she should also not be stupid and saying everything will go there. Then what if he turns and says, okay, you pay for your food? I mean, don't get into such ugly spats, and I know people who do that. That's why I am mentioning it. So be careful about that. Then decide what assets you want, what assets you need, how you will fund it. Will you borrow? Will you invest money in a bank RD, collect the amount, and then buy a product? Or will you say, let me just borrow and buy, right? So talk about those things. If you're not yet married, also decide to talk about how much should be your wedding expenses. Wedding expenses are normally only about 50,000 rupees. Anything beyond that is tamasha cost. Decide who is going to pay for the tamasha. I am nothing against the tamasha, it's a good thing. But you decide who is going to pay. Is the boy's father going to pay? Is the girl's father going to pay? Or are these kids who are getting married themselves pay, right? So decide on all that. That's also part of your, you got engaged, you're not yet married, that's stage. So you need to talk about all this. There could be guys who come and say that once we are married, let us share the expenses. To me, it sounds very stupid, but it is not unheard of. So then in that case, you will have your salary account, he will have his salary account, and whatever you withdrawn by ATM is thought to be spent. You don't hoard cash at home after withdrawing from the bank. So estimate how much will be your expenses, how much you are withdrawing, how much you are spending on each other. You should know. I am not saying you should share, but you should know. And it is fairly possible that the guy earning more will pay more proportionately for the household expenses. Just talk about all this. and also decide that when will you change your name, right? If at all. You may be are you a lady who wants to change her name after marriage, or are you a person who does not want to change her name? And officially, do you want to change it at all, right? Figure out all this, talk to each other. It's not very difficult to talk, and then not talking can create more problems than by talking. Thank you.